Welcome back. So I have taken a poll of people's opinions about how to handle the event. And I think I've come up with how I want to go with this. I will play. Well, first I'm gonna watch the events that people recommended. Starting with the first one today, 1.2. But then I think I'm going to play through the first 2 pages of this, go through the Sumeru Archon quest, and if I can do it fast enough without, rushing it, then maybe just by playing a little more than I usually would, then I could potentially do the 3rd page on my own. Otherwise, I'll eventually just watch that 3rd act, and that'll allow me to get the majority of the Primogem rewards, at least. Experience a little bit of myself and not miss out on the story. I think I'll miss out on the crown from what people say, but that's not hugely important to me, anyways. I haven't actually even used any of my crowns yet. But okay. That's our plan going forward. All right. We are going to be watching The Chalk Prince and the Dragon, parts 1 and 2, about an hour and a half. Provided by the Gamer's Little Playground, I believe it was. Without further ado, Event 1.2. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, Sucrose.
Looks like Timaeus isn't here today.
I mean, it's better, though. It's Sucrose.
Customers?
Oh, this is your first meeting of Sucrose.
Pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus?
Oh my god.
No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here.
He does. He
I
stands
see.
there a lot.
He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant.
Yes, you are.
If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. I do my best to help.
She's so sweet.
Huh?
So you've already met Albedo at this
look
point,
nervous?
though.
My apologies. I don't get out too often.
Yeah.
I'm usually in the laboratory where there aren't many others to talk to.
Aw.
If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll be reading a book. Over there.
Oh, she's so sweet. I love her.
No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we?
Your waifu forever.
Aren't you the legendary traveler?
Oh my god.
The one who repelled Storm Terror?
She is.
Thank you. I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close.
Sorority Church does.
What do you mean, research?
Exactly what she said.
Sorry, don't mind me.
Albedo researched us too.
Still, you'd definitely be
Not if
able
that
to
comes
help
back
Albedo.
at all.
It is you, after all. There's that name again, Albedo.
Oh.
Is he also an
Oh no, we
alchemist
haven't met
also?
Albedo yet. Okay. Yeah.
Apologies. I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher.
Oh, he teaches Timaeus too.
Paimon's only
That
ever
makes
seen
sense.
Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher?
Yes, teachers need teachers
Yes.
too, Paimon.
He's dedicated himself to investigating
Teaching
the
is
truth
in
of this
and
world,
itself a skill.
and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems.
I can bet.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal!
Albedo, oh yeah.
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently.
Foremost expert in the
Every
world.
time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face.
Or wait, do you mean Albedo or
I'm
Timaeus?
sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out.
Yes, he will.
I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capabilities is one of Albedo's areas of research, after all. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to
Is this
see
one?
him, but
Well,
somebody
no.
has to attend to the store.
Dragonspine hadn't been released yet,
To
had
the
it?
entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And,
Yes?
sorry. That's the best I can do.
He's
You'll
blonde.
have to do your best.
Hey, stop worrying.
He has a
We got
diamond or
this.
star thing on him. Traveler observation report. Talk-
Sucrose is a whole
Aw.
lot less nervous
You're not
when
gonna
she
talk
gets
to her.
talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what all researchers are like?
Actually, hold on.
Anyway, let's
Yeah, it
go
was
and
on
look for
780 instead of
Albedo.
1080. Oh, it is
Sister
Dragonspine.
Rosaria, so here you are. Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Of course.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
This is... Wait, haven't I
I
seen
mean,
this scene
sure,
before?
but
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
what do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Aw.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Some people are.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people.
Though Rosaria's a
Don't
little
fret,
too
nobody's gonna
untrusting.
blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've got to get going.
Goodbye.
Seems like that nun's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
She's
I
got a...
thought I heard something.
Yeah.
Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really?
She does have the dangerous
I'm a
villain
member of
vibe.
the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think
Awesome.
I'm the trickster?
She is. Yeah, no, this had... I swear this has a very familiar feeling to me, like I've done it before. Or watched it, but I'm not seeing any in my list of videos, so maybe it just has a similarity to another one we've done. We'll see.
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... huh. So it's you.
Me?
The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror.
That's right.
Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
Please don't.
What? Do the nuns of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
Just
We
Rosaria.
can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we?
She's got a
Why
weird
shouldn't
position in
sisters have a sense of justice?
the church.
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
It's okay, Paimon. You'll develop your
Let's
sense
talk
of your
about you.
comebacks over the
What are
course
you
of many
doing in the
adventures.
mountains?
Looking for Albedo.
But
Is he-
you're only a traveler. I doubt you have any great skill in alchemy. Whatever. I had a notion of who you were seeking. If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks.
Of course.
Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
Is he up there
Are
painting?
you also
Is this
looking
where we
for
find
him?
out his paintings come to life?
No,
If
this is
so,
just a
I'm
professional
almost
habit of
positive I've
mine.
seen this before.
I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Yeah.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves sketching. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Sketches everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger?
Well. No, he's fine.
Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them?
Oh, sorry. You.
Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch.
Yeah.
Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
Sketching
What's
landscape.
up with sketching hilly churros? What makes them so interesting?
Actually, a lot, Paimon.
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my sketch,
Quite a
let me
bit
give
is
you a clue.
interesting about them. Very avant-garde.
Wow. Look at the detail. But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here.
More
In the
than you
cyclical
know.
lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
It's okay.
Hold your horses. Ugh, something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
No, you're not. You're gonna follow. I remember that,
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey!
I think.
What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
Mm-hmm. We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight.
That we
You've
are.
got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the
Yeah.
conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar, from another world,
You're
correct?
worthy of your scholarly
Excellent.
reputation.
If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously.
Oh, yeah.
Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin?
I still love the tracks for Dragonspine.
The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
He's very accepting of the fact that we're from another world.
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
He's amazing.
You can do that?
Truly miraculous.
However,
And useful.
I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you, in that it hails from
Yeah,
another
no,
world,
yeah, this.
helping it to grow, to bloom.
The seed.
And that's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
should we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
No, it's fine.
Mora, knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking. It happens to be an answer that I can provide. How does that sound? Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's
We're gonna
research
take him
to
to
do.
her to the camp up on Dragonspine, yeah. And yeah, Rosario follows.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
No. Probably. Okay, okay. I figured out what was going on. I was like, this can't be. No, okay. The first part of this is just Albedo's story quest. That makes so much more sense now. Apparently, it needed to be done for the event. And this video just happens to be including it. Um, it's another half an hour or so. But it's been a while since I did it, and if it's important for the event, then I think I'll include it here as a refresher. If I'll put a chapter mark or something for the event only stuff for those who don't care. But otherwise, it's my 33rd episode, I think, where I did his story quest. So
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into Teyvat would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible.
This always was a bit of a...
Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna
Allegedly.
become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
No, I think
Yay!
whether
Paimon's holding you to it.
whether it will bloom
Well,
is important.
let's just say I occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid.
Klee!
I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy
I
related
don't think I had met
disciplines
Klee when I
I'm any
first
good at.
first did his
The
quest.
subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person,
Yeah.
how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like
I
to
really
ascertain.
should
I've
carry
got a few
one
questions
to
in that regard.
a fake to
Firstly,
keep my
do
secret.
you have any extra organs? A second heart?
No.
A fourth stomach? Things of that nature.
Almost certainly not.
Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
Don't think so.
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us?
Maybe
And another thing,
otherworldly
it's Paimon, not
ethereal
floating
tethers.
child.
I was merely considering the
that's
possibility that you
considering
were
the fact that
external
you
organ.
love attaching
Perhaps
nicknames
there
to
is some
people,
invisible
Paimon. It's a
force
little
connecting you.
hypocritical.
Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental
know.
power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards.
I don't know.
That
I don't know if I
definitely
had
can't be it.
elemental power before coming to this world or not.
How would you know anyway?
I mean, me and my brother were
In
sort of
that
flying
case,
around,
it
weren't
would
we?
appear that there's no obvious difference between the
Well, I don't think
composition
we
of your
saw
body
us use
and that of the
elements.
humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally.
Of course.
Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise.
Yeah.
Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
No.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Definitely not.
Well,
That would be bad.
Prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
Oh no, he needs to see the traveler.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
I forget.
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If
Right.
the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Crystallize my stomach?
Kinda terrifying.
Please don't.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
No, I am not from this world, remember?
And in the abnormal course of events?
A good question.
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry.
What, the preparations for my
Well,
funeral?
It's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a
Right.
warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign.
It's like a health checkup. Yeah.
Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it.
I remember you
Before we get
hiding
started,
the result from me,
The
though.
potion we'll use for the test is missing a
Well,
catalyst.
maybe not for this specifically.
We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders.
Thank
All
you,
according to
Albedo.
plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
This is my campsite. I've
Yeah.
added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
The glowy green goo? Oh, this, yeah.
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Why don't you want Sucrose helping you,
Hello.
though?
I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses, perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
I have a phylogenetic relationship with the
Consider,
slimes?
You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either.
Yeah.
Yet they too are able to manipulate the elements.
True. So I'm a slime.
Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins.
And I'm not even from this
In
world.
that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
A little.
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world. Now that really would be something,
It
wouldn't
actually would be exceedingly interesting.
It would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time.
I mean,
Speaking of data, to complete our research,
it
we'll
is
need
interesting
some
that
more.
there are
I'll
humans
be
and
conducting analysis here for the time
my
being.
whatever, where
if you're
I'm
keen
from
for
and
an update,
here.
just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it.
I guess it depends on the nature of this multiverse.
Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink.
What flavor is it?
Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Oh, it's, I don't know. Grape? Orange, maybe? You're bubbling. Or you're burning.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face.
It's burning a bit. You drank
said
this?
You drank some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
She's burning.
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. and a very positive one at that.
For you or for her?
This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea
That's
pig.
fair. And you're...
But of course,
I would trust any of your
you're my
concoctions, I
assistant.
think.
by all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Actually exceedingly interesting.
I wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result.
Yeah, no, I feel like that is...
Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable
It is kind of
variety.
peculiar, though, that my body
The good
behaves like
thing about
people
ordinary
native to
is
this
that
world.
everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted.
Right.
The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an Eye of the Storm.
Right.
Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Does
If you could see
sound
the
the way he
collating
talks
them.
about it. Maybe she's
Just a
just
moment,
hiding
sir.
it, but
I'll
it does
handle
sound like the traveler didn't get elemental
You
power
gave me a
until
lot
coming to this
consider.
world.
Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Don't extract a
Is he
result.
trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a sucker.
Sounds like you're going to try to get the results you want
What
rather
I
than
meant to say was,
let the
that's
data carry you.
spirit. Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment.
Of course.
If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
Let's go see Albedo. You have the seed for
back.
me yet? Or was that
Did
not
you
quite
see
yet?
anything interesting?
Couldn't I make heads or tails?
Agreed. I'd love to find a moment to put them all in order. Still, experiments come first. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds.
Which,
Take
yeah, I
Teyvat,
expected.
for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so.
Right,
Or even everyone.
right.
So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world?
Probably.
I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
I drank my
No,
fill,
no.
thanks.
You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Oh. Right. Paimon, you give it a shot.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
Just
That
bash
was
it with your
best
head really
effort.
hard.
Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
You sure you're not suspicious?
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Aw,
stuff.
don't worry, Paimon. We'll get to more mad
Not only is
scientist
this
stuff.
recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
You'll get some.
Paimon bets you're just hungry.
Yeah, Paimon, but
Does
that's the
sound
pot.
yummy, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Paimon approves.
I was gonna say, Paimon, you don't get to criticize people wanting
Good
food.
buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Rip.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem.
Poor Timaeus.
How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower
Hit
thing
it with
again.
Animo?
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy.
Well, thank
As
you.
far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
That's possible
We just
too.
didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Yeah.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel
I
disheartened.
mean, I have the ability to jump
And
between
here's your
worlds at the
portion.
very least.
Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
That's a unique ability.
Thanks.
Don't actually know how me and my brother manage it, but you're
I
Paimon's
can
new
tell that you're
favorite.
good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone
I
wrong.
was gonna say.
But anyway,
Hey, you were being nice a second ago. But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yeah.
yes, I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on
How
to the
much
next
he
experiment.
values friendship is hard
There
to
are all
say.
manner of alchemical items here.
But he's nice enough.
Keeping them in their proper place
He's
is
got
a
good
challenge
people with
at
him.
the best of times.
Sucrose
A
and
while ago, I had the
Timaeus
misfortune
and
of
Cleve.
misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating, and you want us to go gathering again?
gotta wait 15 minutes,
Don't worry if
Paimon.
you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a
Oh,
thing
she
of
has
the
an
past.
elemental sensing.
I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So,
What kind of vision holders have
guess
that?
we'd better take a look.
The elemental sense. I think they do.
Oh yeah, you could use elemental sight. Stasis powder.
Albedo, got it for you.
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks.
You're welcome. If you
I'm
organized
wondering,
your lab a little better,
This
though.
Elemental sight. This is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
That is right.
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a
Okay, so the
superpower,
vision holders
huh?
don't have it then, yeah.
Unfortunately, though
Oh.
elemental sight is seldom seen, it is
Okay,
not
yeah, no,
unheard of
never
in
mind.
Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
Power to
You mean
jump
we
between
failed
worlds.
again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces.
Yeah.
Right then.
I mean, Animo,
Up until
Crystal
now,
Fly, and
our research has
electrohypostasis,
focused
it
on
makes
your
sense.
otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing,
Gonna have us run over
can
there,
you see
yeah.
what Sucrose is doing?
No, what?
And if you
Absolutely
jumped
not.
from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then?
Probably not.
So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Yeah. Oh, way up high. This was really 1.2
You want us to jump from up here?
or Albedo. Yeah, this was really 1.2 though.
Not necessarily.
I didn't think Dragon Spine was
Not if you
released that
know of a
early.
better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
I don't think it's gonna be too impressive for you.
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing.
Right
No
before they
matter
die of
what choice you make,
hypothermia, maybe.
It's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would please, I eagerly await the result.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
No, that's Paimon's role, though.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
No, no.
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
You missed it. Oh, there you go.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it.
I mean,
Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen.
yeah,
in
but it's
Mondstadt.
certainly not an outlier.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little.
Oh,
But
right.
anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Teyvat do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Teyvat do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does
Don't
this help your
salivate here now.
research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something
I think
interesting.
this is when he shows us the seed.
I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended.
No, no, it's
Gold,
fine.
Petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the
I illuminate your
investigative
world.
process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost.
You like
All
the
these
pursuit
things
rather
that
than
start
the
out as
outcome.
objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Right.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to sketch those hilly trails? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring.
I
Not worth closer
must strongly
inspection.
disagree, Albedo. You're missing
There
something
is
important
precious
there.
little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
Unless you already know about
So
all that.
after all these experiments, are we gonna be like boring to you? Like sketches?
Aw.
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Ah, yes. This is where we run into Rosaria again.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels.
Quite.
I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test.
Problem solving.
I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center.
Yeah, one of them
As
was
with
a
the physical test, there are no restrictions.
Pyroceele.
Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like. It'll now be possible to activate the central mechanism.
Oh, yeah, he skipped over them.
Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining things is Paimon's job.
Oh, Paimon.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now.
Few
Let's have a look.
glyphs, few runes.
What's this?
Unfamiliar.
To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind.
Yeah.
They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Or script from even before the
Another
Conrians.
thing for the don't understand list.
And elemental
Unsolvable
beings
mystery
ruled.
this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if
Paimon.
you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Seed. I take it I passed the
Paimon's kinda
intelligence
looking
test.
forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast.
There she is.
You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
No.
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to.
Drinking potions,
I must say,
running.
you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
I mean, maybe.
Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds of strange
You got a point, but
experiments?
he was at, you know,
I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive.
Sucrose
Or
vouched for
perhaps-
him.
You were colluding from the beginning.
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No
No.
way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
That we noticed.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me.
And are you sure?
I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
Oh, good.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. For
Well,
insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set
yeah,
up
I don't
here.
think you set up regular
Now
patrols,
then.
though.
All things considered, I deem that
It's
you
too dangerous
pose no
here.
immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander,
Yeah, she's
a
like
word of advice.
intelligence or something.
Don't be so quick to trust
Secret agent.
Albedo. And don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn.
Albedo
Mondstadt
is
doesn't
so
have many
interesting,
people
though.
like that.
She just lacks. Maybe she's just sensitive.
Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
But he does lie to us in the end.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while.
There it is, the bottle, I
Did
think.
you get held up on the way back?
Or maybe not. Quite
Time for the
literally.
results.
I did not know this.
We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
Which is a very interesting
You couldn't tell that
result.
just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
I mean,
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you.
Yeah, but
But in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for
exactly.
granted.
I mean, it's
Have you ever
in and of
considered
itself
that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to outlanders?
it's in and of itself fascinating.
I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle.
Right.
The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa!
It
It looks like something's appearing!
made it bloom. A lotus.
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
I don't know. It was beautiful, so short-lived.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of
Or how it
incomparable
got
beauty.
here, though.
Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
What was a flower?
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Huh? Things feel a little heavy right now.
A little. I mean, it's a miracle that
Don't be
you're talking to
sad.
someone from
You've
another
got Paimon
world.
to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
Is that a helpful specimen?
I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again?
Of course. I guess it's gonna happen in
Wow.
the event.
Glad I can count on you.
Or the event-only stuff.
I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial?
Yeah,
should
there it
not have
is.
been there. What could it mean?
That was it.
Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities.
The Chalk Prince.
You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt,
No.
destroy
You, the Chalk
everything,
Prince.
can I
Albedo.
rely on you to stop me?
Hey!
There we are.
Sucrose!
Hey,
Are you here to
Sucrose.
explore the snowy mountain too?
You scared me. Please, don't scare me like that. I was giving my research report some much-needed consideration.
Oh, sorry, Sucrose.
You were just standing over there, staring into space.
Not at all. I was just thinking of a name for a new subspecies of sweet flower I propagated.
Oh?
It has seeds that are 4 times as large as normal.
Is there a reason for 4 times larger seeds?
Oh, are you interested?
You don't eat
wonderful.
the seeds, do you?
Next time, please allow me to show you the fruits of my work.
Most people try to develop
It's a shame.
seedless varieties.
If I wasn't coming to this mountain, I would have brought some samples with me.
Yeah. Weren't you doing research in the city? How come you're here?
Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact. You didn't run into him?
I guess not.
Sure didn't.
He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to data.
Well, I
By quite
mean,
a long shot, in fact.
that's not a fair comparison,
The
though.
significance of some things Albedo is able to grasp almost immediately, but we, on the other hand, take considerable time. I fear that this must be the difference in our knowledge and experience showing.
Exactly. It's
Timaeus
no
seemed
shame in
rather
that.
depressed about the matter. He said he was going to take a walk, so I'm currently settling the leftover affairs myself.
Oh, sorry. You want
I was
help?
originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here, but unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting data from these reports. But, well... guess my search for secrets will have to wait.
Secrets? Ooh, what secrets?
It's not treasure, Paimon. Or secret recipes.
Do you two
Probably.
have time right now?
Don't
Oh,
have
I don't know, maybe with
anything on us
sucrose.
but that.
Maybe it'll be a super sweet
Then-
Sensetia.
Could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is concealing something from myself and Timaeus.
Yeah.
But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher have to hide from his students?
That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy.
Probably.
How are
Though
you
it's
so
also, I think, a
sure?
secret about himself.
Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was anything else, Albedo wouldn't have any reason to hide it from us.
You do have a point.
Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding? Please.
Aw.
I'm just too curious.
So am I.
What do you think?
The lady wishes it, so we shall do it.
Yes! Thank you, thank you.
She's so sweet.
All right,
I love her.
Let's take a little trip, shall we?
Festering Desire, Chalk Prince, and the Dragon.
Albedo!
Hey there. It's us again.
Why are you here?
Saying
you
hi.
lost?
No.
No, we're not.
Commissioned us to probe you for secrets.
A secret?
Hey, what are you
You're not supposed to just come out and say it.
Our mission calls for a delicate approach.
Oh, we aren't fooling him either way. No fair.
Sure, but still.
Actually, you've arrived at just the right moment. I have business with you too, in fact.
Want to tell
Here,
us about the
Catch.
sediment you found before?
What's this?
As you can see,
Oh, wow.
it is a sword.
Nice.
I did not make the sword. However, I did add some alchemical touches
Beautiful
to
sword.
it. Would you like to try it out?
You're giving it to me? This looks a little
My research
abyssy.
indicates that this sword has some unique properties. Only you can use it.
What about
But
my
I need
brother?
to gather data from it quite urgently. So, could I bother you to use it in battle?
Wait a second.
Hmm.
How can there be a...
Very astute of you.
Hold on.
This sword-
Wait a second.
What's that? Any adverse side effects?
How can there be a...
Very astute of you. This sword has indeed had a curse laid upon it.
Yeah, it
An
looked a little
ordinary
cursed.
person would be unable to wield it at all. However, you are an exception.
'Cause I'm not of
Huh?
this world or an ordinary
Or perhaps
person.
I should say that only you are immune to the curse. As such, who could I find to help me?
You're
if
sure
not
I'm
you?
immune, though?
We gain little from saying more. Go find some monsters nearby. After all, some things are best discovered through
I
practice.
mean, clearly I don't have that sword anymore. Or, I don't know, maybe if I had done this event, maybe I would have. Festering Desire, yeah. What did what does the sword actually do? Increases elemental skill damage by 16% and elemental skill crit rate by 6%. And it's an energy recharge. I don't know, that seems actually kind of nice. A creepy straight sword that almost seems to yearn for life. It drips with a shriveled venom that could even corrupt a mighty dragon. Like Storm Terror?
How about those over there?
Those would do.
Paimon still has a bad feeling about this.
You got Albedo now.
Over here! It's with this brat!
Give
Give
it
it back, you thief!
screw you.
Treasure hoarders? There are treasure hoarders in a place this
And also, treasure hoarder calling someone a
Enough talk.
thief.
Hand it over!
Watch out!
Now that's rich.
Oh wow, what in the world is
Treasure
that?
hoarders calling us thieves?
Seriously,
They certainly arrived quickly.
you're the thief they were talking about?
Goodness, no.
They seem to have been talking about this sword. What's going on?
Yeah,
Why are you looking at me like that? Of course I didn't steal the sword.
yeah, but what
Not
did
long
happen?
ago, the Knights caught a band of treasure hoarders outside the city. The goods they were smuggling were also impounded. This sword was one of those items.
I
We
see.
believed it to be stolen plunder, but no one came to claim it. nor could we find out where it came from, so it languished in our stores. I noticed it quite by chance while in our storehouse.
So you decided to take it out of
tell you the
evidence
truth,
and,
such an old sword would see little use outside of alchemy.
I mean,
You
seems really
claimed
cool
it for
though.
yourself, just like that?
He's a knight.
Then what happened? You just took it with you?
Indeed. And I initially intended to perform some experiments on it, but I unexpectedly discovered its true origins in the process.
Oh, what was it?
This ancient-looking weapon once passed through the hands of a now-deceased blacksmith. It is a legendary, magical sword.
I mean, it looks legendary
A magical sword?
and magical.
It is said that the smith vanished not long after creating the weapon.
How long ago?
With the weapon subsequently becoming lost to time.
You said it was also cursed,
Working
though.
backwards from its eventual fate as plunder, one can guess that it was then stolen by the treasure hoarders, where it remained in obscurity till recently.
Right.
Blacksmith who made this weapon disappeared? That's kind of spooky.
I wonder who
No
did
wonder
it.
it's cursed.
Exactly.
Think humans could make such a weapon. Indeed.
Do you know the story of Durin in this mountain?
The name
Durin
sounds
was
familiar.
the black dragon who menaced Mondstadt, before finally being defeated by the combined efforts of the Fallen
Right. I think
and the Animo Archon
I might have heard
Barbados.
that name
After
a long
fierce
time
battle,
ago.
the vanquished Durin crashed to ruin here,
Yeah, isn't it?
falling into the thick
Isn't,
snow.
isn't it the dragon whose
Snow gathers
skeleton
atop
is
this
around?
mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. Which leads one to wonder, was Durin's fall here purely by chance, or was it intent?
Could it really
Yeah.
have been intent?
I don't
Perhaps
know.
this place was chosen as a gravesite precisely so that the snow's power could seal the corrosive toxin coming from Durin's body.
Maybe.
It seems plausible that Barbados would think of such a method.
Yeah.
Huh. Was Barbados such a capable god?
Well, these
I
are
mean,
just
you
my
know Barbados,
postulations.
don't you, Paimon?
I don't have any evidence. But what's for certain is that this mountain and Durin
Well, maybe
are
not
deeply
yet.
intertwined. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it.
A dragon's remains?
Indeed. The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword and became the source of its power.
But also the curse.
This is very advanced craftsmanship. I presume that having successfully forged the weapon, the smith must have tried it out themselves in their joy.
And then die.
But using the sword in battle would have allowed the corruption to seep through the blade's handle and into
Right.
their bodies.
Yikes.
Ordinary mortals cannot withstand such power.
What about you?
The blacksmith
They're not
must then have
ordinary.
fled, driven mad by the curse,
The Archons aren't
before
ordinary
meeting
either.
their end in some unknown place.
They're also not mortals, I guess.
You've purified the volunteers before,
I have.
which is a very rare ability indeed. This ability has protected you from being corrupted or poisoned, and you can completely eliminate their effects. Which is why you, and only you, can properly wield this sword.
What about you?
Still, this sword really is
Guess
huge.
not.
Yikes!
What?
It's glowing.
Paimon, it's been glowing.
As far as I'm concerned, this is where the real
Oh, it's
experiment
glowing more.
begins. This sword is still very weak at present. However, it is able to absorb energy, and through that, it is able to constantly become stronger.
That seems dangerous.
In some sense, you could even say that it is a living thing.
Maybe we shouldn't use
Well
it.
then, traveler, adventure with it to your heart's content. I need you to help it grow. I believe that we will soon have all the proof that we need.
You sure about this, Albedo? That seems like a really bad idea. Alright. Been adventuring
You're
around with the
back.
sword a bit.
We've been working hard on the sword, you know. Check it out.
Indeed.
Is
It
it,
is as I thought. This sword grows stronger as you use it in battle.
with no limit,
Only
or...
applied to people.
And that's precisely what makes it special.
Yeah, he said it was living.
Yes. I should mention a more important matter first.
Yes.
I've investigated the area nearby, and I've discovered some unusual signs.
It's not more thieves, is it?
But we aren't we the real
That's
thieves
true.
here?
I believe that these strange traces require investigation. Whether it be thieves or something else, we shall investigate, and we shall find out.
Of course, of course. Albedo has to act like a knight sometimes, I guess. Archon's rival.
Lots of human activity here, that's for sure. Looks like more than one person, too.
This is a Fatui camp,
So
isn't
they
it?
have a camp here. Huh. Here to steal,
I
just
think
as
I've done
usual.
commissions
It
here
would be rather convenient to rob adventurers who come up here, yes.
to kill Fatui.
It's survival of the fittest here on this mountain, huh? All that stealing, though, and still every last one of them still poor as dirt.
Oh no, this is a different location, I think. Well, maybe
Anyone
not.
who calls us thieves gets no pity from Paimon.
Heh.
Who's that? Who are these sniveling sneaks snooping around our camp?
Heh.
Ah, we're busted!
What was it? What was that? Oh no, it is treasure quarters.
What are the Fatui doing here?
Oh no,
Those
yeah,
treasure hoarders look
that's the
just as
Fatui.
confused as we do too.
This is their camp, I think. The tent at least was a Fatui tent.
The Fatui. And they chose to attack us within the treasure hoarders camp. Did they follow us here?
But why would they do that?
Maybe they want the
Did you
sword.
rile them up while we weren't looking?
No.
Did you?
Probably. I never.
Maybe it's something we all did then.
The sword.
I think the Fatui are looking for the
Yeah,
sword.
exactly.
Weren't you keeping the sword super secret? How did they know it existed?
Perhaps they caught sight of you using it on the mountain.
And we're like, I
If
want
their
that.
eyes are any good, they'll definitely have seen how this sword stands out from the rest.
They really want everything, don't they?
Anything that will help them
Not
with whatever
quite,
their goal
no.
is.
The Fatui are collecting things related to the Archons. This, I believe, is known to you.
Yes, the no-sai, the no-seas.
Now that you mention it, we did hear Master Diluc say that.
Durin was
And-
the sworn enemy of the Animo Archon, and had power comparable to his.
Oh,
To
wow.
say that it could rival the Archons, or was related to them,
Well,
neither is an
So that's
What?
how it is.
what was that?
Archons, or was
Oh,
related.
neither is an overstatement. But yeah, it's, I guess not too surprising, considering there were a lot of candidates for Archon during the Archon War, and, well, I think the Archons with the no-seas are probably stronger than all of them, but, I mean, without the no-seas are probably on par with them.
related to them, neither is an.
So that's how it is.
I made a new discovery while sketching nearby. There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable.
That is
Its
to
ley
say,
lines flow differently from any other.
Archons
Nearby
aren't the only
monsters have been
gods in this
attracted
world,
to
or
it and
godlike
have fallen
beings.
under its influence. As a result, their constitutions have come to far surpass others of the same kind.
That seems convenient. Well, we're here to help this sword grow, aren't we? Might as well go try it out on those monsters.
We still sure that's a good
Precisely my
idea.
intention. Oh, and do remember to observe how various enemies affect the sword differently while you're at it, please.
You're not using the sword.
So how did it feel?
Sword's powers
I
increase.
have a hypothesis concerning this. Each time the sword absorbs power from the bodies of fallen enemies, it will resonate with Durin's remains, hidden somewhere on this mountain.
Holy moly, that sounds amazing!
If my theory proves correct, this could mean that all the monsters here may be resonating with Durin's body.
Interesting.
I fear this may have to do with the origin of these monsters' powers. Durin is no ordinary beast. Even though it is long dead, the entire mountain is still held in
You know,
control
that's
by
actually
its
very
corpse.
similar to
The dragon's
certain
mysterious
island on
power
Inazuma.
may itself be a form of curse. We still don't
Yeah,
have
I
enough
mean,
information.
dead gods seem to
If
have
we
that
wish
effect
to
on the world
understand
around
more,
them, so
more data is required. And this is where you come in.
she's multiple islands
Guess
that were like
story
that.
times become work time.
I have some research
I'm on.
work that needs settling, so we will have to work separately for now. Let's meet up again near the broken bridge.
Of course.
Albedo, we're back!
We're really fast
Oh,
workers.
Hey, does he have a guest over?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, perhaps it is too soon to ask our greenhorns to come
Cyrus.
adventuring here. But adventure is nothing if it is not about pushing our limits. What is a journey without struggle, without excitement? This place may be infested with wicked hilichurl bandits and knee-deep snow, but an adventurer must never stop pressing forward.
Cyrus, to the point, please.
Come, come. The beauty of a chat lies in the journey, not the destination. Just like an adventure.
I don't think Albedo
Even if
appreciates
you are
that, though.
blind and must give up on your encampment, you can start a fire and cook a meal in the frigid snow. This journey up the mountain would be an unforgettable one for all our newcomers.
But didn't you just say it's too much?
Yes.
They may resent me, or even hate me. But in the future, they will think back upon this moment with hearts full of gratitude.
Maybe.
For this was the day that the spirit of adventure was
That or they
passed on
froze
to
to
them.
death on the top of the mountain.
Oh, yes. Go on.
Oh, brother. Albedo's at it again.
Isn't
He's
that
always
his,
so off when the topic doesn't catch
when he's
his
just
fancy.
standing around his, what he does?
Sure is interested in you, though.
Still, should we say that our newcomers are too green, or that the mountain is too mighty? We have taken great losses this time.
Yeah.
What do you mean, great losses?
Oh, you must be.
Yes.
Long time no see.
Good to see you again. You haven't been sending young
yes,
adventurers to their
the
deaths,
young
have you?
Adventurer and her companion. It is my pleasure to see you here. I trust these frigid ascents have not given you too much trouble?
Us no, but greenhorns
Take
absolutely.
anything it has to throw at us.
Good, good. I love your confidence.
What about you,
But
Cyrus?
you must be here on some important duty, braving the wind and snow like this.
We're here to see
I
Albedo.
came here to gather the latest data on hilichurls, and asked her to serve as my assistant.
Oh, is that how it went?
Ah, I see. A gathering of
Yeah, he
people
doesn't want to tell
chasing
people
their
about the
dreams and
sword.
ideals, is it? Then I wish you all the best. Farewell for now. I must go see to our new recruits.
Don't send them to the deaths, please.
Looks like we've made a discovery.
Albedo's keeping Cyrus in the dark. Well,
it is
Cyrus
a
isn't a
magic
knight.
sword after all.
And
It's
yeah.
understandable that he doesn't want other people to know about it.
I
As
am
long
listening,
as
you know.
Jean knows, I think we're good.
There is no should or shouldn't here. I can answer your questions, but not right now. Right now, I have more pressing matters on hand.
And what are those?
Pressing matters. Let Paimon guess. We've got a part to play in it too, huh?
It's a good guess, Paimon.
You're getting smarter, Paimon.
You should assume she'll have 2 whole brain cells.
You know that she's always been smart.
I have discovered some new habitats nearby with different monster types. I believe they will provide us with similarly varied data. Perseverance is key to research.
So more
and
monster
persistence
slaying.
is the basis of the alchemist's art. So, are you ready?
I honestly
Then let
only
us go.
vaguely understand the alchemist art in this game, Albedo. Sometimes it seems like potion
It
making, like
seems that no one
chemistry.
is here.
Other times
Do
it seems like
monsters go out to run errands too?
like more like Full Metal Alchemist,
Would you like
almost
to
a
take
magic
look around
system.
before they return? Or shall we rest a while here?
Sometimes even a little
All
something
right.
even beyond that.
What would you like to ask?
So we're having a chat now? Paimon wants in.
I
Yeah,
know you
Albedo has
must
too
have
many answers that
questions.
we want.
Whether it be about me or about this entire situation. As I said before, I will answer them. But
Good.
I will not deceive you. There are some things I cannot go into detail on.
Aw, damn it.
On these matters, you'll have to permit me to summarize a bit.
Fine.
Guess Albedo can be pretty straightforward when he wants to be.
Much more earnest than I expected, for sure. A
Uh-huh.
hilichurl? Tika Plata?
What?
Are you making those strange noises?
What do you think?
Paimon.
And why aren't you asking Albedo, huh?
It's because. Yeah, those are hilichurls with a different voice, though, I feel like. Words I'm not familiar with, and I haven't really seen much, I don't think.
What is he doing here? Ah, it's running off, and there's something in its hands.
Oh no! Did it get the sword?
Did you see that? That hilichurl ran off
Oh,
while
no.
holding onto something that looks like a book.
Can it read?
That's not good.
Oh.
That was my sketchbook.
I'm so sorry.
Paimon
What?
thinks
Has dreams of becoming a grandmaster artist someday. Did want to learn alchemy too. I love the humor in these games.
That was my sketchbook.
Paimon thinks it's just your run-of-the-mill thief, really.
Saw something and grabbed
To
it.
think that it dared to steal my sketchbook. Quite bold, this one.
Quite bold indeed. Though it didn't really know
Looks like Albedo's
what it
got
was
a
doing,
frosty
probably.
temper.
Like, exactly what it was stealing.
Looks like it's a dead end. You know, except for this huge cavern entrance.
So
Judging
the
from
opposite
the
of a dead
tracks,
end.
That seems to be the case.
Then what are we waiting for? We can't let it escape.
Wait,
What's the
this
matter?
mountain is incredibly large. Even if there was a path within its bowels, such a road would not be easy to walk.
Yeah, but we've already walked that road. Though maybe not
Can
yet
you feel it?
in this route.
The wind carries the scent of ice and stone with it, and the sound of echoes. The space within must be massive.
Oh, it is.
Really?
Extremely massive.
As such, rash moves are of no benefit to us.
Oh, you know what? This event was probably the introduction to
We've
Dragon
come all
Spine.
this way. We can't just let it leave.
It is, but that doesn't mean that we should act recklessly. There is another way. It just requires some extra work. If my guess is correct, this cavern's exit is on the other side of the mountain. You are quite the expert glider.
Oh,
I'm
thank
a fair
you.
hand myself,
I was
So,
trained
prepare
by the very
yourself,
best.
and we'll
The
glide
gliding
across in one
champion,
go.
Amber herself. So, you know. Oh, that looks fun. Yeah, I see it's got the barrier still.
Look, there's a camp over there.
At least I think. Maybe not. Yeah, no, this is always present.
There are so many of them. Are they trying to surround us?
Actually, maybe it still has the barrier. I don't know.
Pretty smart. Is this also the influence of Durin's body?
Maybe.
That's our sketchbook. And it was on the head honcho, as expected.
Oh, you have the,
There's been some damage.
I forget the name of it, but yeah,
I need to head
that's the
back
sword
to
I
see if
gave
there's
to
anything I can
Eula.
salvage. Let's meet at the alchemy stall in Mondstadt later, shall we?
Wow. Albedo looked like he was in quite a hurry. Guess those who can't appreciate art shouldn't be able to handle it, huh?
I don't know.
Albedo, how's the sketchbook situation?
It's all right. A few pages were destroyed, but most of it is intact.
Well, that's good.
The temperature in the snowy mountain is sub-zero.
It still has that picture.
It can reach extremely low temperatures, especially near that cavern.
Portrait.
What makes matters worse is that the hilly churls have drooled all over the pages.
Aw. Damn
To
it.
leave wet paper in such low temperatures, it's too dreadful to imagine.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Frozen paper is so brittle. It doesn't take much for it to fall apart, huh?
You know how to piece it
No
back together,
wonder
though.
you're an
Yeah.
alchemist. Such an ingenious mind.
What kind of alchemist can't
If this
repair the
book had
book?
been severely damaged, you'd be furious, wouldn't you?
What leads you to believe that?
You told us there's a lot of drawings and notes inside.
Yeah. It's your
I must
sketchbook.
admit, I bring this sketchbook everywhere I go.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't fly into a rage over such a thing.
Really.
Had I not been able to salvage it, I would just draw everything again.
Huh.
How pragmatic of
And-
you.
Kind of interesting. Yeah, I'd get
Is
mad.
that so?
At least frustrated.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All well said. You
Yeah.
took the words out of Paimon's mouth.
You're right. Redrawing everything would be a tedious endeavor.
Especially since you're so talented, right? You've mastered so many skills and gathered so
He
much
has.
knowledge that other people can only dream of. But such talented people sometimes forget about that. It's one of the downsides of being smart, isn't it?
Yeah, Paimon wouldn't
Without
know.
a doubt.
This is,
Paimon is an interesting creature.
it was.
Smart, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Albedo's also praised your smarts, Paimon.
Without a doubt. Paimon is an interesting creature.
Forgets about the little things too, though. I
Aw,
think
don't
Paimon
put
has the
on
same
the spot when it
problem.
comes to wisdom.
Changing the subject.
Oh, I love teasing
Cyrus told
Paimon.
me that the hilly churls from this mountain attack and rob adventurers. The place we visited should be one of their camps.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hilichurls here are way stronger than the ones at the bottom of the mountain.
I can't disagree. I assume this must be related to the dragon. The
Suppose that
corruptive
makes
power
sense.
emanating from Durin's remains is making the monsters stronger, which, in tandem with the frigid climate, depopulated some mountain areas. Can you take out the sword, Traveler?
Sure.
Each time you fought in the mountains, this sword was absorbing power and storing it within itself. Moreover, thanks to your purification, the corruptive power of the dragon's blood seems to be all gone now.
Oh.
That's
So,
a very interesting
but
phenomenon.
it still gets stronger and stronger.
Not the first time we've done something like that.
But now it
We're
won't
experts.
curse people.
I always wondered what purification was capable of. I knew you were capable of doing it, but seeing it with my own eyes is a unique experience.
Yeah, power absorbing
Indeed.
sword, quite
I can't
dangerous.
say it's the safest of weapons.
Definitely not.
Lucky that it wasn't snatched away by those hilichurls. Otherwise, we'd be done for.
And Defatu, bigger threat,
Hilichurls
yeah.
are a threat too. What if that power
Aw.
could turn them into ultra hilichurls?
Ultra Hilichurl.
Ultra demon
Ooh,
hilichurls.
Ultra Demon Snowman Hilichurls.
No, man. Now you've ruined the game.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paimon.
Anyway, about the sword. If it's so powerful,
I'm not too worried about Hilichurls,
can't it
though.
absorb
I
your energy as
Just
well,
feel bad for them
Albedo?
mostly.
Would you like to try it out?
Yikes! Such a cold game.
Paimon was just joking.
It's fine. After all, I still hope you'll continue to use this sword.
You still trust us? Even though this sword is so dangerous? Well, that was unexpected.
Kind of want the sword.
Albedo, you say one thing but do another. Paimon can never tell what's really on your mind.
Well,
I have no idea
it's still
what you're
only a
talking
4-star, but
about.
it seems like a decent 4-star.
But if you want to know why I trust you, it might be because the unusual ones like us share a certain degree of understanding.
The unusual ones.
Lonely individuals. Those who aren't like ordinary people. Just like, you and me.
Yeah, he is implying something.
Albedo, we're back.
I mean, I wasn't from this
seems
world,
that
but
he's
he was
not
saying he was like
here.
made of chalk or something.
Is he out investigating something? Or maybe he went to make some mysterious drawings.
Maybe.
Oh, it's you.
Sucrose!
Oh, if it isn't Sucrose!
Always a pleasure.
What are you doing here?
I'm in the final stage of my research. I have 5 hours and 26 minutes of leisure time today.
Ooh, that's good.
So I came here looking for you to inquire about previously discussed matters.
That's not leisure,
You
Sucrose.
tell time very accurately. Are you a human clock?
Is she human? She's got
no,
the airs.
No, it's nothing worth your praise. You're too kind.
It's like a homunculus of some sort, right?
Can I ask you a question, Traveler?
Paimon.
I made a request
Mean.
regarding investigating Mr. Albedo's secret. Have you made any progress?
Ew.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been over a week since we talked about it.
What? Over a week?
Aw.
I clearly...
Oh, you lost track of time.
I've been so absorbed in my research.
Yeah, it
That
happens.
matter of ours had completely slipped my mind.
How
Easy to
can
lose
your
track of
sense
time.
Time be so strong and so weak at the same time.
You trust me,
So,
Paimon. It
do you
makes
know
sense.
what it is? That's great. Could you tell me?
What do you think, Paimon?
Telling her shouldn't really matter. She
I
can
sup-
take a look too. Just no touching.
Yeah,
Wait. What are you talking about?
his secret is
What's
it's
this?
his sword. This is Albedo's secret.
It's a super powerful sword. Don't touch it with your bare hands.
Yeah, it's cursed, even though I think
this
we've
is-
purified it. He said,
This is... I've never seen...
beautiful.
Look all you want. Not sure why, but even Paimon feels a strange sense of achievement.
Telling Sucrose the story about the sword.
Astounding. It's the first time I've heard of such a mysterious weapon. I
Reminds
can
me of a
clearly
few
feel the
swords from
power
fiction,
coursing through
actually.
the sword.
It's a pretty classic tale.
It's like a living
Sword that
creature.
absorbs the souls
Is it
of those
such a
it
distinct
slays.
feeling?
This may be due to my alchemist training. I don't dare to say anything for sure, but the flow of power is very noticeable. Although this description isn't the most precise. Normally I wouldn't define things like that. Please believe me, I don't usually use such ambiguous terms.
Okay, we got it.
Traveler, could you use this sword in battle?
We've already done
I'd
so.
like to learn more about it. but I'm unable to use it myself. I can...
Let's look
Oh,
around
wait,
for
wait,
the
wait. I can only ask for your assistance. Let's keep a low profile. We can't let Albedo know. Yeah.
But I'm unable to use it myself. I can...
Let's look around for the right spot.
Remarkable. This weapon is like no other.
It's quite impressive.
You're also extraordinary.
Oh, thank you.
No matter if it's your fighting stance or the momentum of your swing, it's
You are
perfect.
so, it
This
feels so
sword
good to
is
have coming from you,
special.
Sucrose.
I didn't want to go too deep into the research, and yet I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Well, Paimon thinks that's one of your own special qualities, not the sword's.
Clearly, this is a mysterious yet dangerous and enticing sword.
It is.
Mr. Albedo must have great confidence in you to have entrusted you with such an important item.
Yeah, I was as surprised as you were.
Well, you've earned his trust with your abilities.
I agree with Paimon. However, the sword hadn't absorbed much energy before it was handed to you.
Right?
Huh.
'Cause no one could use
How
it.
did Mr. Albedo recognize its uniqueness among a pile of other items in storage?
I don't know. It's
A flash of
Albedo,
brilliance
though.
often doesn't make sense. For example, Paimon's appetite for sticky honey rose.
That one just does make sense, though.
Which reminds
Paimon.
me, I didn't eat much today.
You want to get some food?
I went looking for you right after completing my experiment. Then, on the way, I ran into an adventurer trapped in the snow.
Aw.
I spent quite some time saving him.
Aw, that's good. That's lovely. Oh, Sucrose, let's get some food.
No, it's not like that.
That's okay. It's
Don't
not.
be so
There's nothing
shy.
shameful about
Just
being
say what's on your
hungry.
mind.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Let Paimon help you out. Paimon's hungry. We should grab something to eat.
I want to eat. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I could really go for
A sticky honey roast.
I'm just a little embarrassed.
No, it's okay.
Nothing to be
She
ashamed
is
of.
adorable.
Admitting that you're hungry makes the food taste better.
Huh? Is that so?
Admitting it is required, but
Let's get moving. There
hunger
must be
definitely
some
makes food
back
taste
at the
better.
camp. It'd be lovely to have some sticky honey roast to keep us warm in this icy weather.
Yeah. Reckless Pallid. God damn it,
Mr.
Pallid.
You still haven't gone back?
Get out of here.
Isn't that the hot-headed adventurer from Mondstadt? Did he come here with Cyrus to explore the snowy mountain too?
Apparently, he doesn't belong here, though.
Freezing.
Have you been here since I rescued
Dude.
you from the snow pit?
Put on a heavy coat
Wanted to leave,
and
but
a
I
scarf
got
and a
lost.
beanie and a
I'm sorry.
gloves.
It's so cold that I
Is it always
can't move.
Reckless Pallid the one we always have to bring
Mr.
soup?
Pallid, a trip to this mountain requires solid preparation. You shouldn't have treated it so lightly.
Seriously.
I'd appreciate the
I-
assistance. I'm
He's even in the
afraid
same
that in
location,
his
isn't he?
current
Or
state,
pretty close
he
to
won't
it.
be able to walk on his own.
Damn it, Pallid.
Even if we can't, we won't
Every
just leave
time.
him
He
here,
never learns his
right?
lesson.
You're right. My apologies, traveler. I'm sure he feels bad about this
If he
situation.
felt bad, he wouldn't keep doing it.
He's the least of your concerns right now. You should be worried about yourself.
Hey,
The Fatui strike again!
what do you
You
want?
must have already figured out why we're here. We won't let you go unless you give us that sword.
Well, good luck.
No, please don't give them the sword.
Of course I wouldn't hand it over to them.
That's the spirit. Let's knock him down!
Yeah, teach them a
Mr.
lesson.
Pallid, I'll take you to a safe place, quickly.
So naive. We won't let any witness
Wait, is this
escape.
for the,
This sword will make a fine gift
Cryo-
for Her Excellency, Harbinger Senora!
cube is?
I heard the ruckus and came over to check. So it was you who made all this noise. What happened? Did you get into a fight?
Yeah, the Fatui wanted the sword.
Mr. Albedo, I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
Aren't you supposed to be organizing documents? Why did you come here all of a sudden?
She was looking
And
for
you
me.
got into a fight with such a dangerous opponent in this terrain.
I also got into a fight. I'm sorry.
Well, now even Paimon feels guilty.
Sucrose doesn't need to get in trouble.
I'm sorry. I was just passing
Who
by.
just accidentally passes
Huh.
by in Dragon Spine
I reckon
Sucrose?
you've been led astray by yet another thing that attracted your attention.
Yeah, I told Sucrose about the sword.
You told her everything?
We just told her about the sword's properties properties and origin. We didn't let her touch it. We knew better than that.
So didn't we purify it?
Never mind. We couldn't have kept her in the dark for too long anyway. Sucrose is naturally drawn to obscure knowledge and mystery.
Yeah.
She is great alchemist material indeed.
Aw, high praise.
I promise I won't be causing trouble anymore. I swear on the quadruple-sized sweet flower seed I just propagated.
It's not trouble that worries me. I'm only concerned with your safety. You must be more careful next time. Anyway.
Yeah, we gotta keep Sucrose safe.
What's going on with that adventurer
Oh
crouching
god, Pallet,
over there?
get the hell out of
I
here.
took it upon myself to protect Mr. Pallet during the battle. He should be alright.
I'm freezing.
Never come back,
He must
Pallet.
have caught a cold during the fight.
Good.
I didn't
Maybe he'll
consider
learn
that
his lesson.
possibility. It's my oversight, my apologies.
Cold is fine.
Mr. Albedo, I'll check on him.
Sure.
Sucrose may seem a bit rigid, but she's a good kid with a heart of gold. Can't disagree.
Oh, wait.
Bit rigid.
I wouldn't call her a kid if I were your size. Yeah, Paimon, you're, maybe... I'd be careful, Paimon.
But she's a good kid with a heart of gold. Can't disagree.
That girl. Let her out of your sight, and she winds up in the strangest places.
So that's just what young people do in general.
True.
I don't know, how old are you,
Don't
though?
worry, I'm not a...
Wait.
True.
Sucrose didn't mean to cause you trouble. Don't be too hard. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not angry.
Good.
Huh. There seems to be a shiny thingy on the sword.
It's been shiny this whole time, Paimon.
Another change. The sword's power is much stronger than before. How did that happen?
Yeah, we fought the Fatui.
There were some ferocious characters among those Fatui soldiers. We've never seen them before.
So it's the energy it's never encountered before.
Interesting.
That caused the sword to greatly grow in strength.
So you get diminishing returns for killing the same things over and over.
So cold.
Hold on just a little longer.
Oh, no, Pallid.
Fire?
No. God damn it, Pallid.
Warmth! Wait!
Watch out!
God damn it, Pallid. Screw you. You make a cryo bridge is fine. You did. Get fucked, Pallid.
That ridge is fine. It was brought back to life.
Just ruin everything.
What is it? Into position. Prepare for battle.
He is just the worst.
The dragon's power. The dragon's life force can revive withered plants and empower them to such a degree. Inconceivable.
How could a dead tree stem turn out to be such a monster?
Yeah, that's a good
Paimon
question.
almost got swallowed.
No.
Anyway, why hasn't anything like that happened before?
Most probably it's because the sword fell to the ground. The impact must have caused its power to leak out.
Yeah, really.
It's my fault. Don't make me leave. I beg you.
No,
I promise I'll stay put.
I don't believe you.
Mr. Pallid, there's no need to go
I
into
am
a
going to
fetal
throw
position.
him off this mountain.
This cryoregistine, having originally withered up and died here. Is it because it hadn't been able to absorb the ambient corruption? After you purified the corruption, the resulting pure elemental energy not only revived it, but also enhanced it.
Yeah.
Pure life force will cause it to constantly regenerate itself, together with its fighting spirit. I also haven't encountered any similar incidents. Yet, I must admit that a phenomenon of this rarity, although unexpected, is a valuable discovery. Sucrose,
Yes?
keep an eye on that adventurer. Take him back to the camp.
Don't take him back. Take him
Yes,
to the
sir.
bottom of the mountain
As
and...
for the matters at hand, I beg your pardon, traveler, but I must ask for your further assistance.
Of course.
Such an unexpected mess, and we're the only ones who can clean it up. It must be because we keep outdoing ourselves.
No, Paimon.
We're back.
I hate
It's
Palad.
us again.
I do not like him.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome back.
Paimon's already used to meeting Albedo like that.
Fulfilled your request, whatever it was.
Thank you so much. I knew I could count on you.
And me to help,
Naturally, you were crucial to my research.
as always.
Glad to hear
One of
that.
these days, I'd like to know the results of
I'll
all
never
your
forget
research.
your kindness.
Should be powerful enough, right?
More or less. But tell me, how do you feel? Good.
Same old.
There's no side effects, no corruption or poison.
Maybe you don't touch it
Looks
yourself,
like-
though.
I've been correct all along.
This guy, pretending to be a prophet.
It's
How do you like the sword?
a nice weapon.
Is that so? Regardless, it's reached the desired state.
Why are you holding the sword? Albedo, what are you trying to do? Don't mess around!
Oh, he's gonna use it on
I
something.
want to extract the purified life force from within it.
Can this force exist outside of the sword?
He's about to find out.
What's impossible for some might be just within my reach. All done.
Wow, this energy looks like a ball of light.
Hmm.
You put it into a mysterious bottle.
The one that had my residue?
This sword might not be a divine weapon, but it'll make a fine memento.
Hit.
I hope it can be of some help during your travels.
You don't need it anymore?
I needed it for the sake of my research. I've already obtained the results of the experiment. This sword belongs to you, a person who knows how to use it. Thank you for your assistance with completing this research. Well then, goodbye.
Goodbye, Albedo.
This dragon's life force resonates with me.
Not
because it's a dragon, but because I am... me. Rhine-daughter. Master.
Rhine-daughter.
Is this your creation? The giant dragon Durin?
Is that one of the, Witch Council?
Was
The
the
Tea
two
Party
of us
members?
meeting really a good thing?
The Hexen Circle. Hexen Circle? Whatever it was. I guess we're not going to do the afterword. But that was quite the interesting addendum to his prior story quest. I wonder how that's going to tie into Sumeru, that it was or the most recent event, that it was one of the recommendeds to watch. Regardless, it was interesting. Albedo is definitely something up with here. Up with him. I wonder if he's a artificial life form from one of the witches. It certainly wouldn't surprise me. But I guess time will tell.